Hello Aries, welcome back to my channel. This is Daisy, aka the Professional High Priestess, and I am here to do your year in review reading. So this reading is going to just be about just a general overview, what you should be expecting in finances and career, romance and relationships, for the year of 2020. Okay, so I'm putting this out so that you can start to kind of get prepared early for your New Year's resolutions, changes that you need to make, etc. And especially with this the solar eclipse energy, using that to be able to help you propel this year forward. Okay, so let's get started. If you would like to book a personal reading, that is in the description box below. Okay, dear bright and well-loving ancestor spirit, please help me channel a message for Aries for the year 2020. What should Aries be expecting? What should a sign of Aries be expecting for 2020? Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Mercury, and North Node. What should they be expecting for 2020? What should Aries be expecting? What should Aries be expecting? What should Aries be expecting for 2020? What should Aries be expecting for 2020? All right. What should Aries be expecting for 2020? What should Aries expect in 2020? Okay. What should Aries be expecting in 2020? What should Aries be expecting in 2020? All right, Aries. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. This is very interesting. So, Aries, for 2020, what can you be expecting? Aries, I feel like there's going to be the end of a long-standing conflict with some individuals. That could be just like your mother or a child's mother, or specific feminine figures who you've continuously had issues with. I do see you kind of finding yourself kind of trapped between like people who claim to be your friend and haters, etc. And your own ideals and beliefs. Remember, Aries, you guys are like the life of the party, always have a lot of people around you, you like excitement and things like that, but sometimes that can land you into dealing with the wrong people. And then also remember that Chiron is in Aries right now, right? So you're going to be influenced by that wherever your Aries is in your chart. So just remember that as well. Aries is the wounded healer, so we're going to be really questioning like our sense of power, what power really means to us, how we engage in power, how we take power, how we use power. Those things are going to be really critical for us this year. I do see that there may be some blockages and delays with travel, okay, or ideas and plans moving forward into 2020. So it's going to be really important for you to really keep a clear mind and a clear head and to stay away from conflict so that you can be able to make those clear decisions about what's going to be going on for you, okay, and decisions to make. I see that there is going to be some travel, or you're going to be leaving a relationship that was really toxic. I see you getting mental clarity around a situation that you felt bound to for a very long time and moving forward from that. I do see that you may be single the first half of the year. And who knows, you could get into a relationship, but this Nine of Pentacles being here, it seems like you're going to be really focusing on your finances and your career this year, Aries, okay? So let's go ahead and start to clarify. What's the Five of Swords for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Mercury, and North Node for 2020? What's the Five of Swords for Aries? What's the Five of Swords for Aries? What's the Eight of Swords? What's the Queen of Swords? What's the Empress? For Aries, what's the Eight of Wands? The Justice. What's the Ace of Swords? What's the Ace of Swords for Aries? That just flew out. The Emperor. What's the Nine of Pentacles for Aries? What's the Nine of Pentacles for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury? What's the Nine of Pentacles? What's the Six of Swords? The Devil. Okay. Aries, I do see that you may be potentially leaving a work situation. There may be a lot of toxicity in that place. You may have like a bad boss, and I feel like you're going to start to get clarity about what you really do, what you may want to do. If you do decide to go off into entrepreneurship, I see maybe you doing something in maybe like the legal field or with communications, right? Or even in the travel industry. But I also see that there is a need to plan ahead for this year. I do see that there could be some legal issues, Aries, so just really prepare for that. Watch, what you communicate, because that can get you in trouble this year, okay? Screenshots, texting, all that. There's new laws coming about that too in different states. So just be careful with that, Aries. I do see that there could be some karma too about, some messages or conversations that happened in the past that may have been like on Facebook or DM. Someone may be caught. Screenshots may go around, etc. So just be careful what you send people, right? And what you engage in. I do see that you're going to be taking some leaps of faith, and I feel like you're really going to be keeping your sword up, really like cutting all the BS away, and really just, going towards the things that make you happy. I feel like this is really like a year for you, Aries, where you really like, it's like the shit or get off the pot. Like, you're not letting anything stop you. I do see you're going to be having a lot of psychic insights, like a lot of epiphanies and downloads coming in for you this year, Aries. So it's really important that, you stay connected to your higher self so that you can take those messages, translate them properly, and transmute them into action, okay? I do see here that you may be really looking into toxic attachments and behaviors and moving away from them. I do see that there could be maybe like an unhealthy obsession with travel or action and movement. So just be careful with that too as well, Aries. Like, because remember, you are the sign of action. You're a fire sign. You're ruled by Mars. And sometimes Aries can make really split second decisions. So just be careful with that this year, okay? I do see you practicing a lot of self-care, all right? Potentially there could be a pregnancy for you this year, Aries, so be careful if you don't want to engage in that. I do see that there's going to be a lot of healing around like the feminine energy and just like the mother figure and your connection to that. I do potentially see a love triangle as well, Aries, so just be careful. And this could potentially happen, like let's say you're with you're in a long-term partnership. I do see that there could be a potential for like a love triangle, so just be mindful of that. I also do see a lot of father healing this year as well, like healing around like your father issues. You may start to get insight into the ways in which your relationship with your father is impacting your life overall. Okay, I do see the need to really be mindful about, your connections in the workplace, and really leaving work at work and leaving home at home. Okay, Aries, that's going to be important for you. And I do see that there could potentially be a marriage or there could be a divorce. Take it how it resonates. For those who I see marriage for, I feel like you're really going to get clarity about what you want in a partner. And then once you realize what you want, it is going to be easy for you to manifest that, and you're going to go full forward into a long-term commitment. For those of you who are going to be getting out of a commitment, I feel like it's really like addressing codependency and how that's impacting, your relationships. That's what, is going to break that down, that relationship, okay? Or the cause of the breakdown for that relationship. I do see that there could be, if you're Aries woman, there could be some toxic female friends around you that you're really going to need to, be mindful of, either like friends groups or in the workplace. Be careful of that, okay? Trickery, deception, manipulation. All right, be careful of engaging with people who, engage in that type of stuff. Also, be careful how much you spend, right, on like travel, leisure, play, food, drinks, electronics as well. That's going to be heavy for you. All right. More messages for Aries, please. Clarify the devil for Aries. Clarify the devil for Aries. All right, by the judgment. All right, Aries. And also, again, this is what I was saying. It's like there's going to be a lot that's going to be coming to the surface for you this year, Aries. I feel like it's going to be a very spiritual year for you. You're going to be doing a lot of like digging through your subconscious to really understand why you do the things that you do. Stuff from the past is going to be coming up for you to address, okay? So now is the perfect time to do it. I do see, though, that there's going to be a situation that comes up for you where, you may really not use your best judgment, or you may get caught up in a scandal because you failed to learn from past mistakes. mistakes and you get involved in a situation or with people, places, and things, you know, and it just blows up in your face. All right. What's the Emperor for Aries? What's the Emperor for Aries? What's the Emperor for Aries? Okay. Okay, what is the Fool card? What's the Fool? Right. Yeah, like I said, be careful around your engagements and dealings with institutions like the court, school systems, etc. You want to make sure that, you know, whatever paperwork or whatever agreements you sign, like you understand what you are getting yourself into, right? Like, especially when it comes to things like loans and business partnerships, things like that. You want to be really careful and read over contracts, right? Because you can get yourself into a situation that may cause you harm later down the road. Okay, Aries. I also see for you, Aries, that there is a need to watch how much time you do spend on social media this coming year and how much time you do spend, you know, with your communication device and technology overall. I feel like spending a lot more time in nature is really what's going to help you, you know, this year. Okay. I also see too that you may have like some children. There may be some issues with paternity for you this year. So if you're a father, you may find out that a child that you've been taking care of is not yours. You may also find that, you know, you're surrounded by a lot of like people who are very emotionally immature. They may not have their finances together, etc. And you're going to be really like, you know, reconsidering, you know, what type of people that you engage with. Okay. I do see a need to really practice self-discipline as well in this year, Aries, okay? So really learning how to restrain, you know, yourself from going out and drinking and partying or, you know, having random sex with people, etc. There's going to be a real need for that because I see that can cause some issues with you later down the road, like bad karma. And then it's going to put you in a situation where you're going to be like, you know, in the devil energy, like feeling like you're bound and trapped to something toxic. I also do see here some indications of spell work, Aries. So be careful if you're that person who's engaging in that. Just know, because the judgment is out here, that you are going to have some problems and it's going to backfire onto you. Okay. But if you, let's say for instance, you're the one that's you're under spell work, I do see that being cleared and it not being much of an issue moving forward into 2020. Okay. With the Seven of Pentacles being here, I feel like you're really going to use this year to do some assessments and reviews in terms of what am I investing my time and my energy into? How is this like really helping me move forward? Did I get the return on investment? Is what I invested in, right, bringing me back the returns that I was seeking in the first place? You're really going to be asking yourself these questions this year, Aries, which is good. Okay. I also see here that, you know, you may be deciding between investing in a specific relationship between two people. I feel like you're going to end up making the right choice. Okay. I also see here, Aries, that, like I said, there is a need to be careful with the law this year because you can end up having some issues, you know, court issues, probation, parole, that type of thing. All right. I do see also too, Aries, that if you want to go into a career in the financial institutions or in the financial sector, it may be good for you. There may be something with cryptocurrency or stocks and trades or banking or something with the financial industry that's going to be lucrative and it's going to pay off for you this year. Or you may start to get clarity around your finances and why they are the way that they are. You may find that someone has been there may be some issues with someone embezzling money from a job or from an institution. That's going to come out for you, Aries, okay? Like let's say for instance, like you're in Aries and you're in the political field, just be really careful because it is an election year. I can hear some stuff around like embezzling donations or, you know, because there's going to be so much chaos, people feel like they can like skirt under the radar. So just be mindful of that, Aries, okay? Really just be careful. All right. And I do see here that there is a need to really watch your back for the people that you deal with. I feel like there was a really toxic situation that happened to you. And in 2020, you're going to be recovering from that Ten of Swords energy, that backstab and betrayal. And you're going to be moving forward into healing and really cultivating, like really working on your solar plexus chakra and like cultivating like that willpower and that sense of self. Okay. Yeah, I do see travel, like I said earlier, with the Six of Swords coming out again. And I see travel, and I see you moving away from toxic people, places, and things, Aries. You may also be doing a lot of travel for work as well, so be mindful of that. Remember to, you know, with the Hierophant being out here, remember to get your passport and to, you know, get your currency changed and to make sure that, you know, you can travel, you know, let's say for instance, like you want to go out of the country. Set it up so that you don't have to rely just specifically on like having like a card or cash on you, right? Look into ways to like be more self-sufficient in your work, in your travels, in your play, etc. I do see here too, the Aries, that someone may be trying to block you from moving to a new beginning. So you're going to really have to learn how to cut out BS and really learn, learn to see a lie or a trap when it's in front of you. Okay, I feel like that's going to be really big for you this year. The moon in reverse, there's going to be some secrets exposed. Some secrets may be exposed about a mother figure or a father figure or a partnership or even a child. Specifically, I talked about that earlier about paternity. Okay. You may also find out that your child may be getting into things that may not really be good for them, their health or their livelihood moving forward. And, you're going to have to find ways to address that. Maybe, the father of your child has been really absent and now they realize like, wow, okay, I need to actually be a father, and they come back. Maybe you realize that you've not been being a good mother and you're going to be like, okay, moving forward into 2020, I want to do better for my children. All right. So overall, I do see good things happening to you, but I also, watch your back, watch what you do at work, okay? Also, make sure to pay more attention to your finances. You may have a bill or a debt that unexpectedly needs to be paid, so be careful with that, all right? And also, be careful around your connections and dealings with people with money. I feel like there's going to be a need for you to start telling people no who may be asking to borrow from you, etc., okay? So that's what I have for you for the cards. Let's see what we get for you, numerology. Spirit, can you please give us messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, and North Node for 2020? What does Aries need to know 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 for 2020? All right. So the first card that we got out here is communication, Aries. And so basically there's going to be a need for you to really learn how to communicate this year. Communication is going to be really key this year. Really looking over documents, paying attention to how you're communicating. I said that earlier, especially with the Eight of Wands, being careful about what you say out to other people, right? Because, that could potentially get you into trouble, okay? So be careful what you say on social media or what you send out, because people may try to use that against you later down the road. I also see parenting being here. So remember I was talking about some issues around a mother figure or a father figure is going to come up. Maybe your issues as you being a parent is going to come up, or your significant other, the person who you had a child with, their absence they're going to start questioning that and really analyzing the way in which they've not been a good parent. As well, you're going to also be thinking about how your parenting has impacted you, your life and your relationships moving forward. Okay. And I also see here, there may be some paternity issues, which I talked about earlier. And then leadership. So really, I feel like there's going to be a need for you to really learn how to take leaps of faith at the drop of a hat this year, Aries, and really do the internal work on yourself, okay? So that, your subconscious patterns do not impact your ability to step into leadership. All right? Okay. All right, Aries, that's what I have for you for numerology. Let's go ahead and get into the actually, let me do the crystal oracle before I do the chakra let me do the chakra messages for a crystal oracle. Can I get some messages for Aries? Messages for Aries for 2020. 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 All right, Aries. So basically what we have here is we have facade. Okay, so Aries, I feel like, like I said earlier with these Ace of Swords being out here, you're going to be cutting through BS. The things that may not have been clear to you, illusions that may be in front of your eyes, things that may have been hidden beneath the surface, they're going to be getting exposed, okay? And it's going to really force you to really see things for what they are. That's what this facade card, I feel like that's what that is really saying. I do see that because a lot of this yellow is coming out, I feel like there is a need to really work on the solar plexus chakra this year too, which is our internal sun, our sense of self. Then you got dissipating here. So I do feel, Aries, like there is a need to really reignite your passion. Find what it is that you really like to do, and cutting out the betrayal, the heartbreak, whatever may have happened, or whoever may have caused it or be connected to causing that, that's stopping you from really achieving your passions and your goals, okay? Don't let things pass you by this year. And that's why the leadership card is here, you really going ahead and taking action this year, okay? With that Fool card, really taking leaps of faith. Then you have balance here, okay? And this is the the scales of balance to me is like Libra, which is your opposite sign, but I feel like there's going to be a need to balance like your physical activities with your spiritual activities this year. I feel like you're really going to be pushed into developing like a spiritual lifestyle, a practice, or something that's going to help you stay in balance. I do feel here again with the Seven of Pentacles being here and this balance card that you're really going to have to get balance in like your financial, you know, duties as well, like not spending too much, not doing too much, right? I talked about that earlier, and really learning how to like balance that out. Like too much engagement in the material world deadens us in the spiritual world, okay? And with the Justice card being here and the Balance card being here too, I feel like any injustice that may have happened, it's going to be rectified. And if you have been impacted by, you know, other people are negativity, you're going to get justice for that. But if you've been the one causing negativity, just know there's also going to be justice for that as well, okay? All right, Aries, so let's go ahead and get your crystal message for this year. What are messages for Aries? Crystal messages for Aries. Crystal messages for Aries. Crystal messages for Aries. All right. All right, so Aries, we got carnelian sexuality, and this is something that I was saying a little bit earlier, is in terms of like really being careful with that this year, especially if you don't want to get pregnant, because I see that that can be an issue, and really like focusing on, you know, self-control, not doing too much in the material world, right? Because sex is also like material in some ways. And really like learning how to have boundaries and self-discipline. So you got carnelian sexuality, and it says here, I honor my body and embrace my sexuality. I allow myself to have pleasure and enjoyment. Okay? Yes, that, and doing that in moderation, okay? Then you got golden quartz, success. I connect with my higher self before I take action. When I do so, everything I touch brings abundance and success. And this is what I was saying earlier with the Balance card, right? And the Hierophant card also being here in some ways. And the Justice card and the Balance card. Like really learning how to balance out your material engagement with your spiritual practice. Because that's what's going to bring you success this year. And I really do see you doing like a lot of crown chakra healing, especially with a lot of this blue, purple being here. And then you have the Ace of Swords twice. Yeah. Then Unikite, forgiveness. And the affirmation here says, by releasing negative emotions and forgiving the past, I am free to lead a peaceful, harmonious life. I feel like, Aries, you're going to be doing a lot of like shadow work around like the ways in which your childhood like really impacted you, like your mother and father, and how that's still following you till this day. I really feel like the Unikite is saying that it's going to be, you know, you're going to have to learn how to forgive, you know, what happened in order to move forward and not be in this dissipating energy. Okay, so that you can also be in balance as well. All right, so that you can have success. Okay, Aries. So let's go ahead and we'll get some an Ascended Master Oracle card on here. All right. All right, let's get an Oracle message for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, and Mercury. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, and North Node. Okay. All right, Aries. So the Ascended Master that you got here for this year is Sanat Kumara, light activation. And it says here, shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through light and color. And this is what I was saying, Aries. Like this year is going to be a major year for you of like spiritual advancement. Chiron being in your sign, in your element, is really going to help you like shed old wounds and patterns if you allow it to. Okay. Otherwise, there can be some stagnation and sickness that's created because of that. Okay. That will start to spill out into your material world. All right. So let's go ahead, and I want to just get an Isis Oracle card, and then we will wrap up for Aries for 2020. All right, dear bright and well-loving ancestors, please give us a message for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, and North Node. Aries, this is for Aries. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and North Node. Ooh, that's too many. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and North Node. All right. So the card that we got out here, Aries, is healing the divine masculine. All right. So that's exactly what I was saying. There's going to be a lot of healing around the masculine energy and also the feminine energy, their connection with one another, right? But this says here, the divine masculine within provides protection, discernment, healing, and a sense of deep safety and holding even through the most uncomfortable circumstances in life. Your inner masculine is going through healing right now. growing stronger in the ability to offer you inner protection and stability so that your inner feminine can blossom with creative expression. I also feel like, for some masculines, you guys are going to be really like getting out of that toxic masculinity energy and more into like your balanced feminine energy. And then for some women, they're going to be balancing out some toxic femininity with some healthy masculinity, which is boundaries, sense of self, using logic, that type of thing. Okay, so that's the message that I got for you. Yeah, healing the masculine energy, because remember, Aries is a very masculine sign. It's ruled by Mars, the planet of war and conflict and battle and competition, which is very masculine energy. So I feel like you're going to be healing that. I feel like this is like a perfect card for you, Aries. I feel like you're going to be really healing that, healing the need for competition, healing the need to win, healing the need to have like multiple like suitors and concubines or whatever for attention, healing those things, healing like the need to be rigid and stubborn to be considered like cool or whatnot, which is vulnerability is the new strength, right? Doing things that are toxic masculinity to prove strong. So just know that. All right, Aries. So this is your year in review, and I hope that you enjoyed your reading. So if you want a personal reading, okay, just go ahead and check in the description box below for more information. I look forward to doing readings for you this upcoming year, Aries, and we have a lot of exciting things set up for the channel. So that is your reading for 2020, and this is Daisy, aka the Professional High Priestess. Have a great year.